Hey guys, and welcome back to YT News. In today's video, we'll be checking out some of the funny moments where Ben Shapiro owns some SJWs. But first, consider leaving a like on this video right now and subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this and much more. Hit that bell notifications too, so you get notified every time we upload a new video. Right, let's just jump right into this. This is one of the funniest ones yet. In this clip, Ben Shapiro was at a panel when a pro-choicer asked him questions in his point of view on abortion.
Psychological continuity identity. So the fact that we have memories, we have relationships, people have relationships to us. I think those are
Do you need both of those, or is it either or? I just want to clarify your position.
Either or.
Okay, so if it's either or, then people with Alzheimer's have real continuity problems, you can't kill them.
No, because people still have relationships with them though, right? So like just because you have
I mean, you have a relationship with them, but with people with advanced stage Alzheimer's, they really don't have a relationship.
Okay, but for the sake of example, like let's say someone dies, right? The family gets to decide what you do with the body. Because I know what you say, when you say, someone says, oh, it's just consciousness, and then...
Now this is where the funny comes in. Shapiro gives a well thought out argument and comes back strong, but then he drops a joke and just tell me when you catch it.
When they're brain dead, you say, well, can you stab them? No, you can't. Because that's the family's decision what to do with the body. It's the person's decision what they want to do.
So if the family decides to stab them, it's okay to stab the
when they're brain dead? Yeah, if they want to...
No, not brain dead. Let's say that you're comatose for a specifically and predictably short period of time, say 9 months.
Say now, well, what is the person... No. So I would say...
Next we have Ben Shapiro talking about various number of things. He believes that some of the things he mentioned are stupid and he doesn't care about anyone's feelings. Like, check this out.
Here are the terms that we're going to go through and talk about today. We're going to talk about diversity. We're going to talk about white privilege. We're going to talk about trigger warnings. We're going to talk about microaggressions, and we're going to talk about safe spaces. So the Hall of Fame of stupidity.
Basically, he's saying that he doesn't like soft people or SJWs. He continues further directly telling people that he doesn't have the care in the world about how they feel. Then there were some SJWs that weren't allowed in and they started shouting.
This may in fact trigger some people, so consider this your trigger warning. I don't care how you feel. And if your feelings are hurt, I'm not sorry in any way. No.
They were shouting for Ben to let them in which he empathetically said no to. The people in attendance found this really funny and Ben couldn't help but smile too. Ben then explained why he's not let them in and he had a good reason to. Within his reason, he had a cheeky diss at them too.
The reason I say no, I'd be happy to let people in if they're not screaming. The reason I say no is because it's a fire hazard, and the last time people tried to create a fire hazard, they pulled the fire alarm in the middle of the lecture.
Don't give them ideas.
Yeah. I know, they don't have...
Funnily, someone in the crowd told him to not give him any ideas, in which Ben replies with, they don't have many ideas of their own anyway. I'm sure if they heard that, they would have been absolutely triggered. Ben Shapiro was speaking at college, and during the proceedings, there were a lot of SJWs in the crowds that weren't happy with him. They were just making so much noise and caused him so much trouble. Ben had to hit them back, and well, he did it in a way where it got a lot of people crazy. Shapiro went to the blackboard that was behind him and wrote morons on it. This brought a huge roar to the crowd and sure triggered some of those SJWs even more. For some reason they were accusing Shapiro for being a white supremacist and he wasn't clearly happy about that. The angry SJWs started leaving the venue as they had enough, and Ben's little insult seemed to be the last straw. While walking out, the SJW replied with another chant, but then Shapiro had one more pleasing message for them as they walked out. Like, check this out.
White supremacy! Get out! Yo, you're a baby!
Ben just straight up showed them the finger. Yep. It's safe to say he doesn't take kindly to SJWs. Ben Shapiro came through speaking to people in attendance and he came with bearing gifts too. His gifts were pretty interesting. This was basically him teasing some really sensitive SJWs. He was calling them soft and crybabies.
You're wearing around these safety pins. I brought a whole pack. of safety pins just for you. And then to accompany those, I brought the diapers you ought to be wearing. So you can pin that up. You self-indulgent, pathetic children who can't handle anybody who has an opposing point of view. Yeah, you're real strong.
He really hates that as soon as you have an opinion that's different to them, they just whine and go crazy. He was highlighting that and got them nappies, which of course is calling them crybabies. He sarcastically said that they're really tough while hiding behind the police that they're always complaining about.
So strong and so tough, you have to stand behind the security and the police officers that you're bashing every single day.
Ben Shapiro's beef with SJWs run very deeply, as you can see. Coming up, we have a clip of Ben Shapiro in some sort of conference when he's asked a question related to the African American community. However, while he's answering the question, the other peoples around him started to laugh at him. Ben Shapiro wasn't going to let that happen, so he absolutely destroyed him with what he said.
Because it has nothing to do with race and everything to do with culture. And when you have a culture that doesn't... You know what? Explain to me. You explain to me why black kids aren't graduating high school. Explain that one to me.
As you can see, as soon as Shapiro said the first couple of words of his argument, they started laughing at him. However, just watch their facial expressions change as they realized what Shapiro is saying is actually true.
Explain to me why black kids are shooting each other in rates significantly higher than whites are shooting each other. Explain to me why 13% of the population is responsible for 50% of the murder. Explain to me why the number of black kids in prison, not for innocent reasons, not for walking down the street and getting pulled into a prison, is so high.
Here's another example of Shapiro showing off his impressive ability to express his thoughts and use them to his favor. This guy asked him a question and Shapiro comes with a strong argument.
The question was about abortion, and I just wanted to know, why exactly do you think a first trimester fetus has moral value?
Okay, so a first trimester fetus has moral value because whether you consider it a potential human life or a full-on human life, it has more value than just a cluster of cells. If left to its natural processes, it will grow into a baby. So the real question is, where do you draw the line? So you're gonna draw the line at the heartbeat, because it's very hard to draw the line at the heartbeat. There are people who are adults who are alive because of a pacemaker. They need some sort of outside force generating their heartbeat.
As you can see, Shapiro is developing his argument as he goes and bringing in supporting arguments to help him get his point across.
Okay, are you gonna do it based on brain function? Okay, well, what about people who are in a coma? Should we just kill them? Right? The problem is, anytime you draw any line other than the inception of the child, you end up drawing a false line that can also be applied to people who are adults. So either human life has intrinsic value or it doesn't. I think we both agree that adult human life has intrinsic value. Can we start from that premise?
I believe that sentience is what gives something moral value, not necessarily being a human alone.
Okay,
because,
so when you're asleep, can I stab you?
We have come to the end of today's video. Which of these moments were your favorite? Let us know down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave a like on the video right now and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already to see more content like this and much more. Hit that bell notifications too so you get notified every time we upload a new video. We'll see you guys next time, and until then, take care.